One of the most famous residents here of 10 Downing Street is a man that's recently been knighted. Who are we talking about? Sir Tony Blair. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London, back at 10 Downing Street for you this morning. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're all keeping well. This particular story kind of really shocked me because it's one of those stories that comes out of those papers, you know, that have been unlocked after X amount of years. I always find those fascinating, don't you? It's incredible, isn't it, when you think about it? And I think more importantly, you get a real insight as to what was going on in the world that you thought was going on, but then found out that it wasn't. This particular story relates to, of course, the sad demise of the wonderful Princess Diana and all around the battle regarding the music at her funeral. Now, as ever, it's always interesting, as I say, when you get a peek into history, because we often thought, didn't we, that Candle in the Wind, which was rewritten, of course, by Bernie Taupin and Sir Elton John, was the choice of everybody, but apparently not so. During the discussions about the music that was going to be played at, of course, the funeral of the late Princess Diana, apparently there was something of a bit of a raging debate because a certain section wanted classical or choral music. But then, as someone pointed out, really this didn't fit such a vibrant young woman. She was known, of course, in the early years to like the pop group Duran Duran, and then was a big fan of everybody from Elton John, George Michael, you name it. She truly did love her pop music. She even loved Cliff Richard, but then again, who doesn't? But more importantly, what happened was, then they suggested perhaps maybe a more modern piece of work by Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber, but even that apparently was vetoed. In the end, it was decided that Candle in the Wind would be the perfect choice for music. And more importantly, it was decided also that it would be performed live by none other than Sir Elton John himself, giving him a worldwide audience and, of course, the most downloaded bought CD record ever. What is interesting, as I say, is one of the people behind me here at 10 Downing Street was instrumental in making that final decision. And as ever, we always have to say allegedly, because there was a letter written to the current Prime Minister of that time, which was Tony Blair, asking him to intervene. Now, as we know, he did intervene, allegedly, with Her Gracious Majesty the Queen, suggesting that she came back to London to address her subjects on the matter of course, the demise of Diana. Now, we all know the background to that particular story, and as ever, it's always locked in history. Nobody, as I often say, truly knows what goes on unless you're actually in the room. But it does appear on this occasion that Tony Blair could have been instrumental in making sure that Elton John got his wish to perform for, of course, his friend, Princess Diana. And what a memorable occasion it was. And let's not forget, of course, whenever you hear that song played on the radio or simply just in passing, you do give a thought to, of course, the wonderful and late princess. So there is, of course, something to thank the now newly knighted Sir Tony Blair for, when, of course, he was in residence in the house behind me here at 10 Downing Street in the very heart of London. Neil Sean, Downing Street, London.